1-800-449-8686, The Phil Hendry Show. And it won't be long now, of course, Super Bowl Sunday. I just wanted to get on the line here for a moment. A good friend of the family, Vern Dozier, who coaches high school football out in the San Gabriel Valley. And I don't know how long we've known each other, Vernon. You coached the guys in Pop Warner?
You know what I did, Phil? I coached, I know I coached two of the boys. That was Nick and Alex, right?
Yeah.
And I coached both those guys in Pop Warner. Yes, I did.
And it's been a lot of years, and we've known your family, and your family knows ours. And you're having a Super Bowl party on Sunday, right?
Yes, we are, and I hope that you can make it. We're going to have a good time.
Let me ask something. I don't want to talk about the game. Can I talk to you about something else?
Sure.
You sounded to me, when I said to you, Maria is going to come with me to the party, and you sounded like you weren't exactly sure you wanted women at the party?
It's not that we don't want women to party, Phil. You're welcome to bring Maria, but nobody else is going to bring their wives. We decided...
How come? How come?
Well, you know something, we decided it would be a more agreeable environment if we did not have the women there, and I'll tell you why. I told myself last year when my wife asked... I don't want to get anybody mad at me.
No, be honest with me. Why are you not having any of the wives or girlfriends at your Super Bowl? You're saying I can bring Maria?
You know, you didn't get the word till late, so sure, you can bring Maria if you want to, but I told myself that I would not invite another one. My wife asked me another stupid question during last year's game.
Now, this is a legendary question. Tell everybody what she said.
She asked me how much for an extra point.
She asked how many points for an extra point?
That's correct.
And I thought that was really funny when I heard that.
You know something, Phil? It is funny, but it also gets to be really tiring. Answering stupid questions from people that really don't... I don't think they would be there were it not for us. Now, Stan Alvin and I know you know Stan. We decided after last year's game, no more women. They stand in the kitchen and talk. They really don't want to be there. I think Super Bowl parties, if you go back, Phil, to when the Super Bowl party started, and that was sometime in the 1970s, and that's when the game really came into its own.
You're talking about the Super Bowl game?
The Super Bowl game, yeah. But because the game's been around since '67, but I don't think people really were into the Super Bowl till the '70s. And for some reason, somebody invited a wife to one of these. And I am not anti-female. Again, I love my wife very much. I know you love your wife, but...
You're not kidding, are you? Because I know that a couple of phone calls were made.
I want it to be perceived. I am not anti-woman. I don't think that women belong at these because they ask, it is year after year of these just imbecilic questions, and they show up with the football-shaped cake. Ask yourself this question: why do you have your wife watch football with you?
Why do I have my wife?
Why do you have your wife watch football with you?
Because I enjoy that.
Because you enjoy having her watch football?
Yeah.
I want you to be honest. Why?
I'm being honest. I like having her...
No. You did it because she wanted to couple with you and you didn't want to hurt her feelings. Isn't that right?
I asked my wife to watch football with me because why?
Because she wants to bond with you. She doesn't like you being by yourself because she wants to bond with you, and you don't want to hurt her feelings by saying, I'd rather be just with me and the guys, right?
I don't know if that's the case.
See, you can't be honest, and the only reason why women want to come to the game with us is to keep an eye on us so that we're not hitting on waitresses, we're not eyeballing the female patrons of a sports bar. What I proposed, and I know Stan Alvin agrees, is that it was what we've been thinking all along, to gently tell our wives and our girlfriends, it's okay, you can stay home. We don't need you there. We don't need you guys cooking a cake in the shape of a football, the colors of the Ravens and the Giants. We don't want you to show up in a cheerleading outfit. Watching a football game is not a costume party. It's a football game. And if I had a nickel for every time my wife embarrassed me by showing up at a Super Bowl party in a cheerleading outfit, with Raiders spray painted on the front or something like that.
But don't you think she's trying to have some fun? And don't you think that that's why the wives and the girlfriends and they want to go to because they want to have a ball and they
do it because they know it's a big day. They know it's an important day for us as men. and they want to stick their noses into whatever it is that's important to us. You see, we can't have anything important to us without our wives and our girlfriends shoving their faces into it, making sure that it's acceptable to them. And
all right, now I'm going to tell you something, and you may not like this.
What is that?
You sound angry.
I don't mean to be angry.
You sound angry. You just used very angry terms. You said we can't have any fun without the wives and girls.
Well, I'm a little bit angry. Yes, I am.
Why? Why are you angry?
I'm angry, first of all, that you're not being honest. Okay.
Well, all right, okay. So I'm not being honest. All right, you're right. My wife happens to like football, and
oh, come on. You look at, they all sit there and, honey, which team is purple again? Which is the team with the purple helmet? And you got it. That's the Ravens, dear. And it just continues on and on and on and on. Oh, look at that referee. And he just pushed him, and it doesn't mean anything, you know. And you have to say, yes, he pushed him. That's what they do. That. Well, why don't they call a penalty on that? Because it was after the play, and they're just pushing each. And it just goes on and on and on. And you say that I sound angry, and I'll look into my heart and I'll say to you, yes, I am. I'm angry because I want to watch I'm not going to say the bad word. I'll say I want to watch a MF football game without
the interference of the wife.
Without the interference of a wife or a girlfriend, yeah.
All right, Vernon Dozier is a football coach. He's a good friend of ours. We're going over to his house for a Super Bowl party on Sunday. I'll give you our number is 1-800-449-8686. No wives invited to this game. And when was this decided?
It was just about 2 days ago. Stan called me on the phone. I can't stand it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to listen to them.
Well,
I don't think you're being honest when you say that it doesn't bother you.
Look, when I go to watch a Super Bowl game, any football game, I want people who are going to watch the game. You're absolutely right.
And it doesn't bother you that you got in the kitchen, all these hens clucking away. This is a football game. It's not a hen party. This is a football game. It's not a coffee clot. My wife embarrassed herself, Phil. I will tell you this. She got into one of these sexy teddy outfits, and this was during last year's game. And you know these teddy...
like lingerie.
It's lingerie. And she tried to dance in front of the television, and I have never seen anything more embarrassing. I guess the idea was to get me into a frame of mind that I'd want to carry on with her or whatnot. Well, she only wound up embarrassing herself because, as you know, when men are watching football, everything else is simply not interesting, and that includes this trick that a lot of these women try to play. They'll take off their clothes and they play with themselves. They have a vibrator or some deal like that to try to distract you, and to try to.
Well, wait.
Yeah.
Your wife was doing this in front of the TV set at last year's game in order to get your interest distracted.
My wife was dancing in front of the television, embarrassing herself by, she had on some kind of the panties that don't have and I don't want to say anything.
Crotchless panties.
That's exactly right. I'm watching a football game, and I finally told her, I said, would you please quit making a fool out of yourself and go in the bedroom and get dressed properly? Because I am watching.
God, I'm Vernon, that's got to hurt a woman, okay?
Why is that? Because
she did that to excite you, to get you interested in her, and you were so into the football.
It was during the Super Bowl, and she knew that I wanted to watch the Super Bowl game.
But she came in, she's standing in front of you to excite you. You're telling me she's got a vibrator or something? I mean, look at.
She embarrassed herself. And she embarrassed me because she goes into the bedroom, she slams the door, she starts crying. And I'm outside, and I'm telling her to shut up. And I said, why are you doing? See, they do this to make you feel guilty. Last year's Super Bowl game was one of the best games played in the history of the Super Bowl, and she comes out wearing her sex outfit and trying to, she's got this vibrator, which I did not approve the purchase of at all, and I had said so to her, and she's trying to distract me, and I had said, please don't do that, and she continued on. And so that's why I said to her, get out of here, put some decent clothes on, and stay in your bedroom until the game is over. And
I got to tell you, you're wrong, man.
Well, I may be wrong, but I made that decision, okay?
I just think you're wrong. I think you hurt her, man. She came out to try to give you a little bit of a thrill, and you tell her to go back into the room, into the bedroom?
That is correct, Phil. And you know something? The longer I talk to you here, the more 2 letters of the alphabet come into mind. And you know what those are?
What?
P and W. Okay? And
okay. I'm PW because I'm saying you don't treat a woman like that? I'm PW?
I am saying, are you a football fan?
You know I am.
So you're going to sit there and allow a woman to disgust you with her sexual antics while you're trying to watch a football game.
Let me tell you this, man. If my wife walked into the room while I'm watching a football game and she's dressed like that and she's got and she's ready and she's good to go, you know what I do, man?
What's that?
I have at it and I watch the game at the same time.
I don't understand.
I go right ahead and do whatever we're going to do. I'll take my clothes right off right there as long as the kids aren't around. And while we're doing it, I'll keep glancing at the set for the score. What do you think of that?
You disgust me. You absolutely...
I disgust you. You're the guy that pushed your wife into the room. Go to Sandra on the Phil Hendry Show. Sandra?
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
I have never heard such a
Have you ever heard...
comment
Listen to this guy.
in my entire life.
Okay, if the 2 of you want to gang up on me, that's fine. I'm telling you, I know football. I'm a football coach.
Why are you saying that women can't enjoy football just as much as men can?
Okay, let me... You want to have some fun, Phil?
What?
Watch this. Okay, your name is Sandra, right?
Yes.
How many points do you get for a touchdown?
7. Well, you get 6, and then you get 1 for the field goal.
And how many points? A field goal, did you call it?
3, I'm sorry.
You called it a field
3
goal.
for the field goal.
You see what I'm talking about, Phil?
Okay, she misspoke, all right? You meant
that
to say...
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does not mean that I can't
Sandra,
enjoy the football game.
Let me ask you this question. How many yards do you need to get for a first down?
7. I don't know.
Isn't that great? 7 yards.
Look, that you're not
it
proving...
doesn't matter.
You're not proving
That's not saying that I'm going to be
point.
clucking in the kitchen
this is what
like a hen.
If I've got Sandra...
That doesn't mean that I
football,
can't enjoy the football game and that I'm going to be a distraction.
Proving my point. If you're at my football game, Sandra, and we're sitting and watching, and they get 7 points on, let's say, a run up the middle, and you'll go, oh, how come that isn't a first down? I thought you only needed 7 yards.
I don't ask
questions.
I can enjoy the game without asking questions.
So, Sandra, you can watch the game, and you know what a touchdown is. Of course, everybody does.
I know
That's
what a field goal is.
Okay, so why is it that, Sandra, the women that come, the wives and the girlfriends that come to the game, the Super Bowl parties that I've had, they show up in their cheerleading outfits. They make a football...
That is ridiculous. Let me tell you, I've been to...
You know what I'm saying,
I've never
right?
seen that happen in my entire life. I've never seen that.
And
I don't understand why your wife is such an embarrassment to you. It sounds like you have a personal problem.
No, ma'am. I find it embarrassing that when I am trying to watch the biggest
Are you
football...
that insecure in your relationship that embarrasses you with your wife?
Ma'am...
Can you tell that she just has spirit for the game?
Ma'am, I am watching the biggest football game of the season, and my wife comes out in one of these teddies or whatever you call them, and she is trying to be with a vibrator. Okay, all right.
I'm sorry.
I find that embarrassing while I am trying to watch a football game.
Sounds to me like she's
when she's wearing a cheerleading outfit, you're embarrassed.
I think that football is a business, and it is the life's blood of our country. And
it's
you
not
get
a
a lot of
business
women,
for you. It's entertainment.
Really?
It's not a business for you.
I
it's
take it very seriously.
And it's mostly entertainment for the rest of America.
Well, that's easy for you, Sandra, because you think it takes 7 yards for a first down, so that's easy for you to say.
Okay, we're not getting anywhere with this, man. I think that you hounded your wife out of the room.
Look, I don't have to put up with this, okay? You're invited to our party, Phil. You keep your wife home. Do you get that?
Well, then I'm not going to come.
Okay, you don't have to come. But we're not letting any of these women who cluck away in the kitchen. Can we make coffee for anybody? I'm having a beer, honey. I'm having a shot and a beer.
All right, Sandra, thank you for your call. 1-800-449-8686. Look, it doesn't matter to me. Bring your wife, bring your girlfriend, whatever. Did the dumb questions bother you? I mean, he did kind of prove with the play. She says she thinks 7 yards for a first down. Well, whatever. Just watch the game. 1-800-449-8686. Vern Dozier's a friend of ours. He's a football coach. He's got a Super Bowl game, a party coming up Sunday, which I was going to attend with Maria. He said Maria's welcome, but no, he doesn't want any more women or girlfriends at his Super Bowl parties because they won't shut up with the stupid questions. Plus, the way he treated his wife when she was dressing sexy for him. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686. This is the Phil Hendry Show. Vernon Dozier is with us, football coach. Coached, in fact, a couple of my stepsons in Pop Warner, and he's with us. We're talking about the Super Bowl party, which I never thought we'd really get into this conversation.
I gotta interrupt you, Phil, because I think you misspoke when you said that you were a football fan. Because if you can't abide the presence of a woman in a Super Bowl party, and
women don't distract me, man. I can watch the game.
Are you one of those people standing in the kitchen drinking and partying?
No, I'm the guy watching the game. Okay. One of the things you said about your wife dressing up and trying to be sexy for you is embarrassing you?
It is embarrassing to me.
Why? I mean, she's trying to give you a sexual charge.
Look, it's the biggest game of the year. And imagine this for yourself. There's your wife embarrassing herself by horsing around with a girlfriend, and they have these, these strap-ons, and they're making fools out of themselves on a fold-out bed, while you're trying to pay attention to a football game, and they have the strap-on. I don't even know what it's...
Okay, man, I heard enough about that, all right? Did this actually happen?
I'm saying it's the biggest game of the year, and my wife embarrassed herself with one of her girlfriends, yes, because they're engaged in all kinds of this stuff, and I'm trying to watch a football game. And all I'm saying is...
Do you like sex?
You know, I think that is very unfair.
Do you?
Phil, I'm as red-blooded American as anybody else. I can have sex 364 days a year, not on Super Bowl Sunday, not while she's horsing around with a strap-on with one of her girlfriends, and the Titans are about to score the winning touchdown, one of the most exciting games.
Okay, man, let me go to Ann. You're on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Hi.
Hi, Phil. I can't tell you how many Super Bowl parties that I've refused to go to and turn down invitations, because I am a huge football fan, and I don't want to be around a bunch of other people who are yelling and screaming and not talking about the game and doing other distracting things. And so I will not go to a Super Bowl party, not because it isn't entertaining to me, but because I want to spend my time watching the Super Bowl in my own home with own husband, so I can watch the game for 3.5 years.
This is Vernon Dozier, and I would say thank you. Please stay away from the party, because you don't understand. As a woman, you're really not welcome. Football is for men. It's a sport for men. And when you see a woman show up at a Super Bowl party, you pretty much want to say, oh, God, why did I get out of bed this morning? You know, that's all I'm saying.
All right. 1-800-449-8686. Here is Hannah on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
I just wanted to make a comment that I think that he has more of a problem with women than he does with anything else. Because
no, ma'am. I've been married. I've been happily married for 20 years.
Obviously, it's not that happy, because if I watch football with my husband, and if I were to initiate something, I know he'd jump at the chance.
Not on Super Bowl Sunday.
Pardon?
Okay, Super Bowl Sunday, which is the biggest game of the year. You understand that, don't you?
Well, of course
okay.
I do. But what I'm saying
now you're going to embarrass yourself by trying to sexually attract him.
Why? Now, first of all, why would I do that when he's enjoying the football game and I'm watching it with him?
My wife
the second
did that.
time, please, let me finish.
Well, that's what my wife did. She was fooling around with one of her girlfriends, and they had vibrators or something.
No, I don't. First of all, I think you have more of a problem with women in general.
You just said
calling
to me,
them hens, calling them, saying they're going to coffee to serve.
All right, Hannah, can I ask you a question? This is Phil Hendry.
Yes.
Would you hold the line? We'll get right back to you. Need to take a little bit of a break. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show. One 1-800-449-8686. Super Bowl Sunday coming up on Sunday, I guess. And Vernon, you there?
I'm right here.
Not going anywhere, huh?
Look, Phil, I've been around too long to get frightened of these situations. I know what I'm saying.
All right, well, hold on. You're saying that you're not inviting any more women or girlfriends to your Super Bowl party because they talk too much, they ask stupid questions. You mentioned your wife trying to get something going with you sexually at the Super Bowl last year, where she came out in some lingerie.
Look, she came out in a teddy.
She came out in a teddy, and she started and she had a vibrator?
That's correct. and she embarrassed herself.
And now you're telling me that she and one of her girlfriends were fooling around with some kind of sex aid on a fold-out couch, and you were upset.
I was upset because it's the Super Bowl. I'm trying to enjoy it, and I don't want to listen to them grunting and doing what they're doing while I'm trying to watch a football game. And
it never crossed your mind that they may be trying to turn you on or stimulate you, or
I don't care whether they're trying to turn me on or stimulate me. You got the Tennessee Titans with Steve McNair ready to score. It's one of the last plays of the game, and they're over there grunting and like animals. And what I'm trying to do is get you to understand that I'm a football fan. I don't know about you.
I'm a football fan too. And let me go back to the Hannah who was hanging on. You made a point, Hannah, about his love of women.
Well, I think it's his lack of love for women, because what I'm understanding, first of all, his story is getting more and more outrageous. His comments about women are extremely
How is
sexist
my story
and
outrageous?
rude. Well, first of all, it was just her and a Teddy, and then it was her and a friend and Teddy's doing all kinds of stuff.
I mentioned
Please, can I finish?
Yes, ma'am, but I want to
me?
get the chronology correct.
And
I mentioned that there was her and a girlfriend grunting on a fold-out.
Well, first of all, that sounds really outrageous. And secondly,
yes,
if you just want to hang out in a room full of men and not have women, that's where your problem with women
No, ma'am,
starts.
it's a football game,
It's
ma'am.
exactly,
It's a football. Is there something wrong with men wanting to have some cigars and drink a beer together without having a woman there morning, noon, and night breathing down your neck?
Not morning, noon, and night. Not all women are hens. Not all women, follow you around. There are women that are genuinely interested in the game.
Do you know how many
obviously,
points
you want to spend a
points?
little more time in a room full of guys watching guys in tight pants running around. That's what I'm
so
thinking.
you don't get football. That's it. You don't understand the game of football.
You're
another one of these broads. You're another one of these women that can't tell me how many points.
It's more important to you than
how many points for a touchdown?
relationship.
How many points for a touchdown?
6.
6 points?
Yes,
Is
and
that
then
all?
you get 1 for the extra point.
Okay. And what about the how many yards for a first down?
Is it 10?
I'm asking you.
That's what I think it is, 10.
Well, you're right. You guessed right.
Okay, so would she be welcome at your Super Bowl
it's
party?
2 for safety, so thank you very much.
The only women interested in football, and I don't mean any
Why
comment.
do you say that, though?
No, Hannah, the only women that are interested in the only women that I've ever seen throwing footballs around are bull dykes, and you know that to be true.
Oh, come on.
You know that.
Wait a minute.
No, you said, Mr. Henry, you saw bull dykes out in palm strings throwing a football to each other.
I didn't say. I said I saw lesbians tossing a football. Yeah.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that those are the only women that are interested in football.
Right. Yeah, okay.
That
Whatever you say,
absolutely
Hannah.
doesn't. That
Whatever you
doesn't
say.
mean that. That's a really sexist
My wife
comment saying
is
that
entitled to have sex with me when my wife's entitled
sex with you is an entitlement?
No. What I'm trying to say is she is allowed to have sex with me when I'm not otherwise engaged, and I was watching the Super Bowl while she and this girlfriend from next door decided to try on this lingerie and grunt on a fold-out.
Well, then, if that really did happen, then
did that really happen?
That was last year, yes.
Then
Jeez.
perhaps maybe you should come to a compromise if that did happen, but instead of just banning women from your little all-male party altogether.
We have banned women from our party. It is a Super Bowl game.
Which is kind of creepy when
really?
think about it.
No, men watch football together all the time, Hannah.
I'm
your
aware of that,
girlfriends.
but I've never been.
Without you
I've
and your
never been
girlfriends.
told to leave.
Well,
nor have.
Come to my house Sunday then. Come to my house.
No.
Come to my house on
creepy.
Sunday. I'll tell you to leave.
I don't want to go to your house.
Okay,
No way.
Good. That's all. Makes it easier for me. Makes it
I'll
easier
hang
for me.
out in my house with my husband, who enjoys my company.
And listen to your cackling. Yeah.
I don't cackle. Good Lord. Why do you say that all women do?
Because you're
if
watching
your
this
problem,
football game with your husband, and you're
it's your
clucking
problem
and you're cackling.
hatred of women and your anger
Yeah, you see this,
towards
Bill? Now I hate
women.
women.
All right, I'll jump in and say this. Because a guy wants to watch a football game without women doesn't make him necessarily homosexual.
Well,
a lot of men watch
I'm
the
just
games
saying
together.
His comments are really weird. I haven't heard comments like that
What, Hannah?
made towards women, except
in other
for
words,
on.
So, in other words, Phil, what I'm saying is I don't want Hannah at my football party, and she thinks that's weird. Well, you're not welcome everywhere, Hannah. My house is one of those places.
Well.
All right, okay, Hannah, thank you for your call. Okay, you're being really rude, man.
No, I'm not, because
yeah, you are. You're being really rude, and you're pretty out there. Here is Kansas City on the Phil Henry Show. Jim?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this guy is a joke, man. I mean,
I'm a joke. Are you a football fan?
No. Yes,
Okay.
I'm very much a football fan. I watch
which team is
football
in
every
Kansas City? Which team's in Kansas City?
The Chiefs.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they've been here ever since I've been around. But what I'm saying is this guy's got a heck of a story, because if your wife and another woman are, to use the vernacular, getting jiggy with it in front of you while the football game's on,
That's right.
that's a bigger football game than what they got on TV. I'm sorry, that's a whole lot more fun than what the football game's going to be.
Word up.
I mean,
Word up. Word up.
I mean, please.
Yeah, let me tell you, what's your name, Jim?
This is Jim.
Okay, Jim, I take my football very seriously. I don't know about you, all right?
Well, sure,
you live in Kansas City, so unfortunately you had a bad year with your
yeah,
team.
they sucked this year.
All right,
I
they had a
admit
bad
that completely.
But I can tell you this, I take my football seriously. When I have the Super Bowl number 34, featuring Art Modell's Ravens against Wellington Mara's Giants.
Right.
And my wife is embarrassing herself with a strap-on.
Dude, you're embarrassing yourself by not taking advantage.
Taking advantage of what? I don't understand.
What her and this other girl's doing, that is... Any football fan in the world, that's going to be their fantasy.
Now you sound like my wife. Now you sound like my wife.
Sound like your wife. Well,
Yes,
your wife is probably she sounds like a fun gal in my book, so,
Watch it, pal. That's my wife you're talking about.
Wait a minute. The guy's simply pointing out something to you.
He's saying, so what you're telling me is, if I'm getting you correctly, I'm supposed to get up out of my chair, and I'm supposed to go over to that bed and take my clothes off. Is that it?
If you're any kind of a man, brother, that's what you're going to be doing.
Boy, I feel sorry for you.
Hey, man, don't feel sorry for me. I'm white and 21, man, so don't feel sorry for me.
Oh, so you're the greatest football game of the year, and your wife is embarrassing herself with a dildo and a...
Okay, we got the story, all right?
Man, that's a bigger football game than any football. See, there's going to be more Super Bowls. But a chance like that only comes along once in a lifetime. And I've been married to the same woman for 15 years. So.
I don't get what you're saying.
You don't understand what this guy's saying.
No, I do not.
If you got a chance to do two women at once, you're going to watch football instead of do that. No, you got some problems, brother.
I don't get it.
He's telling you that if
didn't get it,
your
that's the whole point.
your wife and another...
Are you being smart with me? Is that it?
Yes, certainly.
My wife...
You've been putting down women the whole time.
I'm not putting women down. I'm saying that I don't want them...
I've been married to the same woman for 15 years. I have seen women do some weird stuff. And, you got to have your priorities straight. A crazy football game. Okay, it's a great game. I love to watch the men get out there and bust around.
All they were doing... Well, you think it's a big thing. They had on a couple of teddies and they had this strap on. Big deal.
Well, yeah. Well, if they weigh 595 pounds apiece, it wouldn't be a big deal. But, No,
they're actually about 120 each. Why?
Well, it's...
How big is your...
My wife's about a 42D. Why?
Oh, come on.
What size my wife is? She's...
My wife's a 42D, and...
Come on, and you'd rather watch the Ravens...
See, this
I don't know. What are you guys doing? What are you driving at? What are you guys getting at?
What are we getting at?
Man, you have no feelings. How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I just turned 37.
I'm 38 years old, man. I'm a year older than you are, and they wouldn't have to worry about it. She wouldn't be standing there more than 30 seconds for the clicker's in my hand, it's off, and I'm doing business. That's all I'm saying.
All right, I just want to be clear. You're watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Your wife comes in with another girl, and they're both in teddies, and they've got a strap on, and you'd rather be with them?
Yeah, damn straight. I mean,
Man,
seriously,
that's sick. That is sick.
What's sick about it?
That's the American way, brother. Get what you can while you're here.
Okay, Jim, thanks for your call. Your car phone is a little scratchy, but we appreciate it. Don't you understand what he's saying?
I feel sorry for both of you. The greatest football...
Don't you hear... All right, man, have a good time.
So you come to the game?
No, I'm not.
Why not?
Because I'm bringing my wife. I want to be with my wife on Sunday.
Oh, well, go ahead and bring her.
I can bring her?
Sure. I'll have my wife, too. Could you have her wear that teddy with a...
Okay, thanks a lot. That's what I figured. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show. One 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show here, and we've been... 449-8686. The Secret Service, this is the Phil Hendry Show, the Secret Service that is charged in part, there's a lot of things the Secret Service does, but the job that most of us know them for is the job of protecting the president and his family. And there are a lot of duties that the Secret Service has been assigned to do. Now, one of the things that has happened, Secret Service protection for families for presidents and their families after they leave the White House has been cut down to 10 years. It used to be lifetime, but after President Clinton, meaning the Bush family, they'll get 10 years of Secret Service protection following his leaving the White House, and then that's it. The thinking that it'll save some money. So they're trying to save a few dollars there on the Secret Service end of things. I want to talk about this because it's a security question with Jay Santos of the Citizens Auxiliary Police. And you're an auxiliary police agency that helps assist the police?
In a variety of ways. We are always keeping our eye on citizenry to make sure that the police don't have their hands full, so we will do crowd control, and a lot of times, we'll just do regular patrol, whether it's 3rd Street Promenade, Old Town, Pasadena. Maybe take a peek in one of your bags, take a little peek around inside a shopping bag, make sure everything's fine. If everything is fine, certainly we were very happy to move on, have a nice day, and go about your day and live life in a good, clean way. But I think with the Secret Service, President Clinton cut out an awful lot of the duties that the Secret Service does traditionally perform in order to keep them off of his scent. I don't think that President Clinton wanted the Secret Service around very much.
Because why?
Well, I think it's obvious. I don't think President Clinton wanted the Secret Service around that much because he was obviously cheating on his wife, and it's kind of a hard deal for me to say. And, but that's exactly what he was doing. And
so President Clinton wanted the Secret Service around what, to protect him?
I guess to protect him, to protect his wife, protect his child. But I'm sure he didn't want the Secret Service around to watch him as he and Ms. Lewinsky were, involved in some of the things they do. And,
all right, so, but the point is the Secret Service coming back now?
Well, fortunately, the good times that President Clinton had, President Bush has reinstated all of the traditional Secret Service duties and has, I think, been able to get the funding for additional duties.
Tell me, what are the duties of the Secret Service? There's a list here. You say that President Bush has reinstated most of these duties. Now, I know providing personal protection.
Providing personal protection is number one, Phil. Before there can be a tax break, there's going to have to be a little bit of a tax increase, obviously, to fund the new Secret Service duties. That's something I think that President Bush, I think we all understand that. I think President Bush is intent on cutting taxes, but he also needs to raise taxes so that the Secret Service can be funded. We're talking about safety and saving lives. And in this case, saving the lives of the first family.
All right, so the Secret Service, Jay, as we know the Secret Service, they provide personal protection?
They provide personal protection, provide security to family, both personal and perimeter. They act as advance people for travel detail. They handle the transport of all luggage and bags of the first family. The first family, upon arrival in any new city or upon arrival on a campaign stump, they arrange the dinner and theater reservations that they may want. If the president or the first lady needs to draw a bath or turn down the bed at night, they will do that for them. Obviously, some shoulder and neck massages, and they do personal shopping. Now, President Bush has also added...
These are traditional duties?
Traditional duties of the Secret Service, yes, sir.
All right. Now, President Bush, you say, has added new ones.
President Bush, I think, has brought back, I think, the good days of the Secret Service. They are now allowed to put out the president's clothes and bring breakfast and the local paper to him. And when I say put out his clothes, I'm also talking about assisting the president getting dressed in the morning. They're now able to read the president or first lady a story to help them get to sleep. If the president desires a drink, they will keep their mouths shut. And here's something I think is very interesting. And I'd like to say this. President John Kennedy used the Secret Service when John Kennedy was cheating on his wife and he had women up to the White House and he's having himself a fine old time with Marilyn Mansfield. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe and Jane Mansfield. Secret Service kept their mouth shut. And I think that President Bush has every right to expect that the Secret Service that he has protecting him will keep their mouth shut if he decides to take a drink.
Well, President Bush has said that he's a problem drinker. Now, that would be a dangerous thing for him.
No, I'm not saying he's going to, but I'm saying that if President Bush decides some night he wants a little branch water with his bourbon, and doesn't want to rust his plumbing, and I don't know if there's anything wrong with that, and why the Secret Service. So I think you can trust the Secret Service to keep their mouths shut. Because as President Kennedy, they kept their mouth shut when he stepped on his wife because he was seeking a comfort in the arms of Marilyn Monroe. And these steps taken by President Bush are going to go a long way, Phil.
Okay, so the Secret Service can be counted on not to say anything if George Bush takes a drink.
I think every president has a right to expect that.
Jay Santos is talking with us about the Secret Service, their traditional duties and new duties that have been assigned to them by President Bush. Our number is 1-800-449-8686. I want to enumerate one more time, Jay, these duties. Providing personal protection.
Providing personal protection for the family, First Family, and First Lady. Also acting as advance people for travel detail. They handle the transport of luggage and bags. They do personal shopping. They do some shoulder and neck massages for the president at the end of a long day or the First Lady. If they need, they will draw a bath for the president and will lay out his clothing, turn down the bed at night. I know that the Secret Service traditionally has given sponge baths to presidents as well as arranging for dinner and theater reservations. And Bush...
Yeah, give me the one that Bush has added.
Bush has simply added that they can bring breakfast to them and also to read them if they get scared. President Ford would sometimes wake up from a bad dream and they'd go get him warm milk and read him a story when he got scared.
Uh-huh.
So these are the things I'm talking about.
When President Ford would wake up from a bad dream, he would get scared?
A lot of times they would. They'd read him a story.
To what would that...
Get him back to sleep.
All right, and President Eisenhower, you mentioned that...
Well, President Roosevelt.
Yeah, President Roosevelt played golf, and they would keep the bag...
Keep the bag clean, keep the shoes clean, etc. This is what the Secret Service does, and thank God that President Bush has brought them back to I think, their glory, and we're not allowing the cutbacks of the Clinton administration to hurt.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. The Secret Service involved in a lot of duties that I never knew that they were, and it's very fascinating. In addition to providing personal protection for the president, they will handle their baggage transportation. They will do shoulder and neck massages. They'll draw a bath. They will, you say, lay out the president's clothes for them. They'll arrange for dinner and theater reservations, do personal shopping. The one thing you said that kind of struck me is you said that if President Bush decides to take a drink, and he's an alcoholic, so he shouldn't drink.
I understand that, Phil, but...
You're saying, hold on, you're saying that he can count on the Secret Service to keep their mouth shut.
I think this is something that President Bush might have been looking for. In Texas, people will see and word travels. But if John Kennedy, could bed Marilyn Monroe and Jane Manson, and nobody found out about it for 35 years, think about that, then I think that George Bush, if he ever decides he wants to take a nip, have a pop, have a little rebel yell with some branch water, no one's going to go squealing.
Even though it's dangerous for him.
I'm not here to judge the man.
Well, if President Bush takes a drink, I think the country should know.
I'm sorry, I don't agree with that, Phil.
Why don't you agree with that? If President Bush takes a drink, the country needs to know. If he takes a drink, the country needs to know.
I'll tell you right now, the Secret Service is not going to find out. Secret Service, they keep their mouths shut. Okay? And
well, then they're not doing a service to their country. Look at that, man. Jay Santos seems to think that the Secret Service is so loyal to the president that even if Bush were to take a drink, they'd keep their mouth shut and wouldn't tell anybody. I happen to feel that if a president who has a problem with alcohol takes a drink while he's president, we need to know that. We need to know that. It is something that has to do with his ability, decision-making capability, etc. 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie Show. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie Show here. We're talking to Jay Santos from the Citizens Auxiliary Police about, we had a comment, by the way, Jay. Where are you right now?
So I'm in the substation right now.
The substation is where? That's in the basement of your house?
Right now what we do is we take a lot of calls from people around the neighborhood to see whether or not we can assist, and we're in that.
Okay, can you turn that radio down?
I'm afraid at this time I cannot, Phil.
Are you on duty or something?
I am on duty right now, and we don't have that many officers working right now.
But you guys are volunteer police officers, and we have a police force, and it's just that I can't hear myself think with that radio.
I'll try to keep it down as best I can, Phil, but for the present time right now we are, monitoring calls as they come in from people.
I don't know what call you would get that you'd have to go out on right now.
Just calls we might need to go out on in terms of safety. There are a lot of things that we do, domestic violence. The idea that.
Let me ask you something. If a woman calls you up, you're not a police officer?
Not deputized, no.
If a woman calls you up and says her husband's beating her, are you going to go to the house and stop it?
Oh, absolutely. We will go to the house. We will speak to the husband. We will tell him to cease and desist, or we will do a takedown on him.
You're not a police officer, but you'll respond to a domestic abuse call.
Oh, absolutely. One of the things Citizens Auxiliary Police we don't stand for are women being mistreated. We will go to that address. We will knock on the door. We will ask to speak to the gentleman of the house. We will tell him to cease and desist forthwith, and if he does not, we will pull him from the house. Put him in the back of our Suburban, and we will take him to our substation.
Oh, now, you're not a police officer.
We're not a police officer, Phil, but we do we have a blue armband that people can see. We do wear a pith helmet, and we have Bermuda shorts. So we are very identifiable. And so any man that wants to, try his luck with us, be my guest. But getting back to the Secret Service, if I could, Phil.
Go ahead.
Secret Service, they carry a rocking chair to help rock the president or the family members to sleep when they're scared or they're feeling sick. So there's a lot of different things that they do, and they did this for President Nixon during the very end of his presidential campaign. He was, obviously being paranoid and feeling upset about things, and so they'd rock him to sleep at night. And they went.
Okay, so the Secret Service is rocking the president to sleep at night, and they're reading him bedtime stories. And they're also carrying his dinner bag. They're carrying his bags. They're making dinner reservations. The president and the first lady are getting neck massages and shoulder massages. Isn't all of this a little expensive? Isn't this going to inflate the budget? Isn't the reason why President Clinton didn't have all of this stuff is to keep them not have to pay so much for Secret Service protection?
Phil, I think that there are some things that are needed by a president. President Bush right now is our new president. He's a Republican president. He understands the value of having the Secret Service. And I think it's just wrong to say that President Bush shouldn't have this kind of thing.
Well, why does President Bush need to have people handling his luggage and giving him a neck massage?
Because it's a stressful job. And to that end, I think it's an important job to do. And that's why I say that for the President of the United States, for President Bush, he needs to do that, and he needs to have that.
All right, 1-800-449-8686 is our number on the Phil Hendrie Show. As we talk to Jay Santos of the Citizens Auxiliary Police, and we're discussing with him the duties of the Secret Service, which most of these were cut out by President Clinton, and now they're being reinstated by President Bush. I think handling and transporting the president's luggage and bags, fine. Arranging dinner and theater reservations.
Part of the job of the Secret Service is to act almost as a family concierge. And so while they do protect the family, they do make some outcalls, and they do make some inquiries as to whether or not certain theater tickets are available, and if they can get a seat in a good restaurant. I don't think that it's a stressful job, and if they can help him out and get him what he needs every now and again.
Okay. What about doing personal shopping?
If the First Lady, for instance, grocery shopping. Mostly, First Lady needs a dress or a brassiere. One of the Secret Service, not all men. They are females too. And if the First Lady needs something like that...
the First Lady needs a brassiere.
They'll run out and get that.
Now, you have here that President Bush would like to also add that they need to lay out his clothes in the morning and bring him breakfast.
That's traditional.
That was done.
That was done. That's always been done by the Secret Service. President Clinton cut that out. And I think it's really one of the things, picking up tampons or maxi pads for the First Lady, I think it...
Wait.
What?
Wait a minute, man. You got Secret Service agents going out and getting tampons.
They did for a couple of First Ladies, yeah, in an emergency. Well, is the President going to go do it? Because he's not going to do it. Secret Service does this. And we do get questions from people asking, who does go out and buy these things? The answer is the Secret Service.
All right, now the question that we asked last... I didn't know the Secret Service did personal shopping.
Well, these are things Secret Service got condoms for Kennedy. I mean...
I didn't know that this was all part of their job.
They did a lot of things for a lot of presidents. They aren't things that people knew, and because the fact was Clinton cut a lot of this out, it was wrong.
Now, you said that the Secret Service kept their mouths shut when Kennedy was having affairs in the White House, and they'll keep their mouths shut if Bush takes a drink.
That is right.
And you think that's fine?
I'm not George Bush. I'm not saying that he should drink. I'm not saying that he shouldn't drink. I am saying that if the president decides to have a pop, have a cocktail, he can count on the Secret Service to keep their big bazoos shut about it and not go running off to the tabloid press. And you said that we ought to know about it. What are we going to know about for? It's a sworn duty to keep the big bazoo shut. And
I think we ought to know about it because if the president, who is a problem drinker, is drinking, we ought to know about it.
I think they ought to keep their bazoo shut about it.
No, I don't think they should. I think that they ought to be subpoenaed and they ought to be compelled to testify if President Bush ever takes a drink. Bruce, you're on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm calling. I have a point of contention with the gentleman you're talking about the services that the Secret Service provide. He's mistaken. I served as an advance man for President Reagan for 3 years in the Reagan White House.
Did you never picked up his laundry?
No, I was an advance man, not a Secret Service agent. The advance people are responsible for handling all logistics and details of all of the president's movements. The Secret Service is there to secure the president and to make sure that the president is
what if the First Lady needed tampons or something like that? You tell me you're the guys that do it?
That is exactly right. It is not the Secret Service that would perform that duty.
Are you guys allied with the Secret Service in any way, shape, or form?
No, we're not. We're political appointees, Schedule C presidential appointees.
Well, why would they have why would they have the Secret Service getting tampons?
That was my understanding. Well, that was my understanding.
No, the Secret Service would not perform those kind of duties.
Are you familiar with President Ford waking up in the middle of the night and being afraid?
No, sir. That's the first. I have never heard any reference to that at all.
What was that, Jay?
President Ford would often wake up in the middle of the night from a bad dream or be afraid, and they'd read to him.
Well, I don't know if that's
true. Do you do that? Do you read to the president, or do you do any of the... Have you ever read... Did you read to Ronald Reagan? Did you...
Of course not. Of course not.
Well, you said that was your job, sir.
My job was to take care of the logistics for the president
as an advance
business.
As an advance man.
It was never reading him.
You didn't have to read to President Reagan or get him warm milk.
Well, of course not.
Well, that's all I'm asking.
President Reagan would get warm milk in the White House in his private quarters.
But did anyone take him to the bathroom? I mean, these are things.
We would escort him to holding rooms. We would escort him. Holding rooms. We always made sure holding rooms had bathroom facilities. But the Secret Service is a law enforcement agency.
What do you mean take him to the bathroom?
So he'd take the president by the hand and take him to the bathroom when he got scared.
No.
You never.
Hey Phil, who is this?
What are you talking about? Okay.
I'm talking about the duties attendant to the Secret Service.
Secret Service is
now, I don't know if it's not the Secret Service, then did you take President Reagan by the hand when he got scared?
Let me tell you this. President Reagan, in my tenure, never got scared.
Never got scared of anything.
Didn't need anybody to hold his hand, and he certainly didn't need someone to walk him to the bathroom.
All right, hold the line. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show. Jay Santos, the Citizens Auxiliary Police, talking about the Secret Service and some of the attendant duties that they do have. I wanted to bring one other thing into focus here as I was talking about the kids' school just about an hour or so ago, about one of our guys. I don't know how to put this, but, well, it's one of those things you got to face when you're a parent, when your son is shooting pool. And you see, I got a friend of mine who should never have brought this up in the first place while we were playing pool at my house one day. And he's an adult friend of mine. And what can I tell you? You know, when you hang around enough white people, stuff like this just happens. You know, I've been hanging around white people my whole life, and white people just talk this way. I mean, they like to say that they don't, but they do. I mean, I could report on the conversations I've had with whites, and then they turn around and, like, if they have a black friend or a black coworker or, you know, a minority coworker, oh, I never say anything like that. Some of my best friends, blah, 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 you know. Anyway, the Swede, you know, is shooting pool one day, and there's a kind of pool that if you shoot the cue ball, say you don't have a shot, you want to block your opponent from having a shot, so you shoot the cue ball so it just rests behind one of your balls if you're playing 8-ball, and he can't get to one of his balls without scratching. That's basically what it is. In other words, it's a way of blocking, and in some quarters, it's given a name. In some quarters of where white people play pool, it's given a certain name. Where some real white trash plays pool. And not that the Swede's white trash, because he doesn't call it by the N-word. He calls it Negro pool. And I heard him shouting Negro pool a few times as he was playing pool at my house. I said, would you stop that? Because the kids are going to hear. He says, oh, you know, I'm sorry. Well, sure enough, one of the kids heard this, and we were at this fundraiser for a charity in a large 15,000 square foot private home that was in a sumptuous, exclusive neighborhood, and you could hear the teacups clinking and the ice in the cocktail glasses clinking, and, you know, people in white starched shirts moving about the room with 5 le capon ça, you know, and all the hors d'oeuvre, and it's just a very nice thing. And the kids were with us, some of the kids, and they had moved off into a back room playing pool. And from the room, I heard, as I was standing there talking to Mrs. Dunking pound cake and sniffing a scented handkerchief with Mrs. Van somebody or other, and I know it ended with a Berg, Van Sustenberg, or it might have been Gretchen, what's-her-face, Van Susteren. In any event, I hear echoing from the back room, well, that's Negro pool! And I'm like, would you just pardon me for just one? I have to, I go back there, what are you doing? Oh, man, he just, shut up! Don't you know where you are? There's people out here, some of whom happen to be black, and you're yelling this Negro pool? Well, you're yelling it louder than I did. Well, all right, I'll be quiet, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was yelling. You are. You and your friends. What are you doing, man? Anyway, I had to...
Wait, okay, before I get to the next bit here, I want to talk to any fucking YouTuber. If anybody here knows of a YouTuber who shills on the internet, that means they ask for subscribers, they make more than 10-minute videos, they have a Patreon button, donate buttons, affiliate links. If you know anybody like that, tell them I want to interview them. I've had enough of the fucking internet where the majority of people can't tell you the truth now. It's really weird, dude. I have said it several times, and I'm going to say it again. Me, nirvgorilla, the guy you're looking at right now, I've been online since 1995. That doesn't make me awesome or anything, but I have seen it all. Since the 90s, I literally spent every single day on a computer. And going around and learning the internet, finding things out, using it for studying, downloading music, downloading movies, pirating. I've done it all. In fact, I'm kind of unique in that I used to save all sorts of screenshots and media and video and update patches for games and software. I still have my original Napster install file on my computer, or well, not on my computer, but on a Blu-ray disc behind me. That sounds weird, right? It sounds like a hoarder, right? Well, I guess I was. I saved everything because I thought computers were awesome. I thought the internet was fucking awesome. And I thought that the things that I saw on the internet were awesome. And it was all free. Nobody was asking for money. There was no donate buttons anywhere. People did not make media, or to use the vernacular that I really hate, content. Nobody made that shit with the idea of money on the brain. When you bought the game Doom, the very famous Doom by id Software, there was Doom, Doom 2, Final Doom, Wolfenstein, Quake, those games, right? Fans of the games made modifications to the games. They made maps. They made quote-unquote content. And you can go download them even today. You can still go download. And each one of those maps, every single one of those things, included what's called a README file. And when you open it, usually the person who made the map will talk about it. He'll say, I made this map, here's what it does, what I did in it, and whatever. There might be an email address in there, Like, here's my email address if you need to contact me, or whatever. There was never you want to give me money? Here you go. It wasn't about that at all. The internet was not about that at all. Even when Napster came out, Napster was one of the first very easy ways to share MP3s, music on the internet. There was all you had to do was make an account. There was nothing, there was no credit card entry or anything like that. It was nothing to do with money. You didn't have to pay a dime. You made an account and you installed a program. You didn't have to give your phone number. You didn't have to give your address. You didn't have to put in a credit card number. You just made an account, the username and password. Boom. You log in and you're instantly downloading and sharing MP3s. There was no financial incentive at all. And that pissed the record industry off. They got really angry, especially Metallica. Lars Ulrich, the drummer of Metallica, specifically got really pissed at Napster users. You're downloading our MP3s, right? Well, it was a feud. It became a pretty big thing where people started hating Metallica and hating Lars Ulrich to the point that they would actually, there's video of people taking their Metallica CDs outside and smashing them. They're like, how do you tell me what I'm going to do on the internet, asshole? And that's the way people on the internet thought, dude. They looked at the internet as a place to share, learn new things. They don't care about copyright. They don't care about piracy, whatever the words you want to use. They cared about just sharing, humans coming together and sharing shit. People on the internet can't do that these days. The idea of sharing goes over their heads. The idea of using an ad blocker goes over their heads. They want you to give them money. They want you to give your real email address, your real fucking name, your real phone number. It's not about privacy anymore. It's not about using a handle or a nickname on the internet like nirvgorilla or painbow or whatever. They want you to use your real name. They want you to give up your wallets. And all these YouTubers, I just argued with a couple more of them last night. This one guy, I brought up Napster to him and he's like, that's illegal. Fuck you. Who the fuck are you, faggot? I want to talk to these guys right now. They're really pissing me off because they do not understand the spirit of the internet. What I'm doing on YouTube right now is the spirit of the internet. It's not about me. I'm sharing. I'm sharing what I know about whatever, Phil Hendry, whatever, And you guys deserve that shit for free. I keep linking. If you want to download the MP3s and never come back here, that's fine. I don't tell anybody to like and subscribe. That's weird ass to me. It's beyond my experience. All these people start coming onto the internet with dollar signs in their eyes. It really pisses me off. I don't want to look at the internet with dollar signs in my eyes. Because if we look at the internet that way, we wouldn't have half the shit we have on the internet now. What? The next step is to pay for browsers? Oh, you want to install Firefox? You want to install Chrome? $4.99 a month. Fuck you. The internet is fucking free. And I want to talk to these goddamn YouTube shills who keep working for these companies and pushing shit products on us and not telling the truth about them. They all think that they're in the right, but none of them take interviews. Isn't that fucking interesting? So again, if you know anybody, you probably don't. That's all right. I really want to talk to these fucking assholes. How dare they? All right, so I'm going to get back to Hendry now, if I can. Am I lagged out?
Henry Show, 1-800-449-8686. By the way, nice job with that submarine. Well, I guess as good a place as any to surface, because my brother was in the submarine service in the Navy, and in the 1960s, my brother was on a nuclear sub, and he was commissioned on the USS Barb, which he got commissioned on that just after the Thresher, which some of you old-timers and some of you people who are just submarine freaks will know was destroyed. It blew up. One of the reactors just went nuts on this thing. And so apparently what these guys were practicing on that submarine was some kind of emergency surfacing technique, and just so happened there was a fishing boat full of guys. But, you know, what the hell? Accidents happen. By the way, I want the name of that guy in media relations at the LA Extreme, because, seriously, this cat gets called up. He says, Phil Henry Show calling. We want to inquire about comp tickets. Now, you guys think that free tickets, that's like unheard of. In this business, it's not. Believe me. You get comped all the time. All the time. It is not unusual for all of your favorite radio. I'm just the only guy who's admitting it to you. Every one of your favorite radio personalities gets comped. They get comp tickets. I'll talk about it later. By the way, who's that guy in Rage Against the Machine? Simon De La Roca? Is that guy's, what's his name? Jesus De La Roca? Is this the guy who can't stand Capitol? Whatever bullcrap stance that band takes. Yeah, he was in Vanity Fair, the big cover shoot. Zach? Oh, yeah. That cat, I know, he's really down with his politics. That dude was in Vanity Fair, some glossy-ass cover shoot, wearing Calvin Klein and Bill Blass. Whatever that means. Okay, 1-800-449-8686. It's Phil Henry Show, and we are going to talk a little bit more about we're going to talk just a little bit more here about the film Hannibal. And I know that Margaret Gray is on the line. She saw the movie, and she's going to talk to us about it. She is talking to us from Santa Monica, where she lives right now. Is Margaret there? Okay, Margaret. Okay. I don't think that's the line. I don't know. I could be wrong. There she is. Margaret, you there?
Yes, darling. I'm right here.
Okay. I'm losing pieces of this board here, by the way. Can you hold on for a minute?
I don't know. For how long?
Will you just hold on for a minute?
All right.
We got technical problems. Okay. Wait a minute. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hold on for a minute. All right, that's wrong. Okay. Forgive me, all right? I want to talk about Hannibal.
I'm right here.
Hold on.
Well, for God's...
All right. We're ready to go, kid. Sorry about that. We had some technical problems, and I apologize to my audience. Phil Henry here with Margaret Gray, who is the author of syndicated column Hannibal. Okay, let's get down to it, all right?
And, by the way, I know the people at Media Relations there with the LA Extreme, and they should know better.
All right, I understand. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it right now. So my question for you is this. What do you think of the film?
Well, I share the concern, I think, of a lot of parents over the content in films, and more with the red-hot economy. Children have idle time. I think they have a lot of time on their hands. I think they try things. I know you talked about Jackass last week, Phil.
Now, that's the TV show that has that sort of gonzo host who, does all kinds of crazy...
Does a lot of stunts.
Yeah, does a lot of physical stunts and things.
Yeah, and... There's Jackass. There was the Beavis and Butthead controversy over fire, and the child that was using matches.
Right, and they can't use that anymore in that show, right?
That's right. There was also an interesting controversy around a film called The Program, which was a college football.
Right, the guys laying in the street?
The members of the football team laying down in traffic, yes.
And didn't some real people try that?
Well, the word is there were some football players in real life who tried that and got hit by cars. So kids want to emulate what they see on screen. Rocky, I remember when the film Rocky came out, and he cracked the raw egg into the glass.
Yeah, I did that too. I was on my health kick.
Well, there was a lot of salmonella that resulted from that. But Tony Hopkins, who is a neighbor, by the way, in the Palisades, and is a remarkable actor, I think he should know better, because Tony's taken some desperate films, Audrey Rose, Instinct, Meet Joe Black. I think the smell coming off of those films alone would have warned him. But this is the first time that I think he has been irresponsible.
All right, now how do you think he has been irresponsible? If you want to say the movie's bad, it's bad. You're saying the movie's irresponsible?
I think it is, Phil, and I think any parent who sees this film is going to be shocked if they know that young people have access to it. They're impressionable, they try things.
What are they going to try? They're going to try cannibalism? Are they going to...
Phil, you think it's crazy, I think it's crazy. You aren't young anymore, and you're not a member of this generation. And
well, thank you for reminding me, but I was young at one time.
Your generation, my generation, simply were not as desperate or as daring for these sort of high-speed kicks. You know, to use the word that the young people use today, they're looking for kicks. They got to go, man, go. And they would try this. Yes, they would.
Well, what are they going to try? I mean, it's a movie about a maniac. You know, it's...
Young people, again, Phil, today are more daring than we were. They've got a lot less home parenting. And, you know...
Wait a minute. If you're talking about young people killing somebody...
No, I don't think they killed someone. What I'm talking about is if some kind of fad or some kind of cult around flesh eating started. And I am so desperately afraid of that.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, the fact is...
I don't know, Phil, how they would do this, but a lot of these kids form clubs. They dare each other.
No, wait. A cult around flesh eating.
Did they do the tricks on Jackass, yes or no? Did they?
You're talking about something that is so...
Don't they have vampire clubs?
What do you mean?
Don't they have the blood drinking cults and things like that?
Yeah, but I don't think that's mainstream kids. I think that's a bunch of freaky, goth, freaked out, you know, like Craig Taylor's friends, you know? I just think...
Phil, don't they, for kicks, try things, though? Drugs. When you and I were coming up, wasn't it acid, mescaline, peyote? And that...
Well, that was scary and that was daring, but I wasn't eating somebody's flesh. All right, and what you're saying, I think, as a parent, I understand that. And
I have two children of my own. They are grown now. If they were younger, I'd be very concerned. Because I think the message Tony Hopkins is sending is it's all right to go ahead and eat flesh. It's fun. He's a hero figure, Phil.
How do you see that? This is a movie that features this borderline. This guy is completely psychotic. He is
a hero, though, treated in this film. Everyone in this film who gets eaten is or gets attacked or whatever you want to call it is a bad person. It's someone the audience wants to see dead. And
so what is he, like Superman or Batman?
He's a sort of dark side hero, yes. And as a result of that, what he does to dispatch these people becomes acceptable. And I am just very, very concerned that a lot of our young people are going to see this kind of thing, flesh-eating, cannibal or the cannibalism, the eating of a face. Let me ask you something. What are you going to do if one of your young people, and Phil, please God, I'm not saying I want this to happen, what are you going to do if one of your people feeds part of his face to a dog? And
I would have the child committed to an insane asylum, all right? I would have the child committed...
Yes, but what if this becomes something the kids want to do?
I just don't see a parallel between Jackass and Hannibal. I see Jackass as fun stunts. This is a movie about eating people's flesh. I just don't think it's going to happen. 1-800-449-8686. This is Frank on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir, yeah, I was going to make a comment here. This, Margaret, you're out of your mind.
I'm out of my mind. What about Jackass?
Jackass, you're a jackass. That's how you bring up your kids. I got a 13-year-old and I got a 12-year-old.
Do you know what Jackass is?
Yes, I know what Jackass is.
All right, it's a television show that children are emulating. You don't have to call me names.
I apologize.
Uh-huh.
But it's all how you bring up your kids. I can take a 13-year-old to a movie, but I teach them ethics.
And what about other kids?
And
what if your 13-year-old is at a party where someone says, let's eat human flesh? It's fun.
My 13-year-old knows better than that. Lloyd's the name of my 13-year-old, and he knows better than that. I teach Lloyd, and his mother teaches him these things.
Well, I will tell you.
You bring up your kids like that.
I will tell you that this is a very serious, in my opinion, situation that we need to keep our eyes on, Phil.
All right. 1-800-449-8686. It's the Phil Hendry Show. Margaret Gray on the line. Hannibal debuted this past weekend. We were talking about it, in fact, bagging on it because Melissa saw it, said it sucked. And Margaret is on the line taking a different perspective. This kind of cannibalism practiced in the film could be emulated by young people. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show. One 1-800-449-8686. Talking about Hannibal, the movie with Margaret Gray, and the movie that debuted this past weekend at like $58 million. The movie about the psychopathic psychiatrist who's a cannibal. And your concern is that this film is like the TV show Jackass. Now, the TV show Jackass...
No, I understand that Jackass is a lot of stunts. But let's not just bring up Jackass.
Well, that is a lot of stunts, okay? In other words, it's not even criminal what they do on Jackass.
Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the violence that we see. Gun violence and that kind of thing. Arson, whatever. The glorification of violence, whether it's using a gun or whether it's using a frying pan, Phil, or a wok or whatever, it is violence. And
so a kid, it's interchangeable in the mind of a kid, whether he's going to kill somebody with a gun or he's going to walk up their brain.
In my opinion, it's one of those fads that can get out of control with the wrong kind of kid, yeah. And if you're a parent listening to me right now, and you think that I'm being over the top, or you think that what I'm saying is not... Check out the Internet, Phil. There are cookbooks on the Internet. Right?
Cookbooks for what? For flesh?
For human flesh. And it's aimed at kids. You can have fun, you can cut off, you can eat someone's rear end. I don't know what in all these things contain. But these kids, Phil, are so impressionable.
Well, as far as stuff on the Internet goes, there's stuff on the Internet. There's always going to be stuff on the Internet. And
yeah, well, right now, in the wake of this film, they've got human flesh cookbooks. Now, to me, that's something parents should be mindful of.
I got to tell you something. If I ever found out that one of my kids was cooking up somebody else's head or whatever the hell...
You'd be angry?
Yes, I'd be angry.
Well, it would be too late, Phil.
And I don't think that worrying about it is the thing that we're supposed to do. Look, and let me take a phone call here. Mark on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If you're going to compare, Hannibal to Jackass, if your kids are even thinking that, then you need to check out your parenting ways and what rituals and beliefs you're installing into your kids.
So children should be allowed to see anything?
Okay, so because I saw Hannibal last night, just because I saw that, I'm going to go out and fry some brain.
I don't know.
Or just because I go see a drug dealer movie, I'm going to become a gangbanging drug dealer.
I don't know how old you are. I don't know the circumstances of your life.
I'm still very young, and I do go out to a lot of parties with a lot of different varieties.
And you saw that movie last night, and it didn't look interesting to you.
No, I enjoyed the movie. Actually,
right.
I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was a good sequel to Silence of the Lambs.
All right. And what about walking Ray Liotta's brain?
You can't compare the movies to real life. It's fake.
Well, what are you saying? This guy's going to want to go out and walk...
I could see your argument if you was going to compare it to, like, the WWF and backyard wrestling.
Okay, well, what's the difference?
There's a huge difference. It's stunts, like the WWF, and it's actual murder that you would do and be incarcerated for life for.
No, it's not murder.
As far as
if you take a piece of someone's rear end or a fleshy part of someone and cook it up, that's not murder.
Are you doing it with their consent?
What?
Well, you have satanic rituals out there. You cannot borderline all religious beliefs. You got the weirdos out there that believe that satanic cannibalism is good, and you can go on the Internet and your kids can learn how to make a bomb to blow up their school.
Exactly.
And
we had
Columbine.
You might think that Columbine wasn't going to, but I'll tell you something. If you don't want to see another Columbine, and this time it won't be guns, what are you laughing at?
Because it's just your reality.
Wait a minute.
That you think that kids are going to actually go out and
I want to follow through this. What do you mean another Columbine?
You and this gentleman think it's funny, Phil.
Well, you're talking about another Columbine. What another Columbine?
I'm saying this time it could be a lot more gruesome. I'm saying instead of guns, it could be spatulas or barbecues. I don't know.
Well, see, you think, you got to believe that you got little kids that want to be like Michael Jordan. They want to be like, The Rock or Bill Goldberg. I don't think you're going to have kids dressing up in Halloween costumes like Hannibal Lecter.
Thank you, sir. 1-800-449-8686, the number here. Talking to Margaret Gray about the movie Hannibal, and it's the possibility that could be dangerous for impressionable young people. We worry about gun violence because kids have access to guns, and we worry about any kind of violence because the wrong kind of kid may see the movie and react.
Well, Phil, kids have less access to guns than they do to a skillet. Children have less access to guns than they do to a colander. They have less access to guns than they do to a soup pot. So, in other words, if they have more access to something like a skillet, and it really scares me to think that after this movie, kids will have the desire to have a barbecue, literally with friends, pieces of friends. And
I gotta ask you this question, okay? How sick are the kids that we have in this world today that they're going to start cooking and eating each other?
I don't know. As I mentioned to you,
as the result of seeing a movie, okay? Now, as the result of seeing Beavis and Butthead, they yell fire. As the result of seeing a movie, they may do this, they may do that, they may do a lot of different things. But as the result of seeing a movie about cannibalism, kids forming clubs and eating each other, like that guy's just said, it's a murder, okay?
And as I pointed out, Phil, it doesn't have to be murder. You can willingly give up a part of your body for kicks. You see what I'm saying? You don't get...
Well, I don't understand the kicks. I don't get the kicks out of, carving off a finger and having somebody else eat it.
It's a thrill for them. They've never done it before. It's different.
Have somebody saw your skull off, for instance.
It's different.
Well, that's what they did in that movie, and that's what they did. They did more than that in that film. And to say that impressionable young people are going to start doing it,
finger food, things like that. To me, Phil, it's what we have to look at. And as I said, it's on the internet. Now, I don't know in what way you want to feed part of your face to somebody's dog, but the producers and directors, they had Tony Hopkins come out and be in this film. I haven't heard him categorically state that he doesn't eat flesh.
Who?
Tony Hopkins.
Oh, come on. Why should he have to do that? And
I really would like to see Tony Hopkins categorically state that he does not eat flesh. And only then am I convinced that we can turn this thing around.
All right, 1-800-449-8686, 1-800-449-8686. It's the Phil Hendry Show. Here is Monica. Hello.
Hi there.
Yeah, turn your radio down, please.
Oh, I'm doing it right now. Okay, hi.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to comment on the fact that this person has the idea that internet, television, media, whatever it is that's influencing children,
yes.
You're absolutely wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
You don't think that a child's
parents.
going to see Hannibal and not want to eat flesh?
I think it's up to the parents to decide whether or not they want their child to see a movie or look at the internet, and let
what
the
if they
parents
go over
be
to a friend's
responsible.
house? What if they spend the night at a friend's house and see it there?
Again, back to parenting. It's up to the parents to make sure that the child is responsible.
You don't have children, do you?
I do. I have two children.
And they don't have sleepover? How old are they? They can't be very old.
No, they're not old enough to watch violence right now.
When they get to be teenage,
I wouldn't allow them to.
When they get
and if
to be,
they did
when
see
they,
it, I would
listen,
explain to them.
Why don't you shut up? I'm a mother. Shut up. I'm a mother. Shut up. I'm a mother.
To them that this is not
I
reality.
am the mother of teenage boys, and I will tell you, wait until they're teenagers, and then tell me whether you can control them.
All right. Well, thanks for your call. We can't hear anybody here. 1-800-449-8686. We're talking with Margaret Gray about the film Hannibal and about the the possibility that your kid may want to go out and fry up someone's brains. We'll be back after this. Hendry Show. We're joined now by David Holland, Program Director and Vice President of Syndication for our program, to talk about the Timothy McVeigh execution, which is scheduled for May the 16th. Timothy McVeigh, convicted of bombing the Oklahoma City courthouse, and we're going to talk with him right now about that and about the broadcast ramifications of that event. And, David, you there?
I'm right here, Phil, yeah.
Okay. I know that there have been suggestions that they televise this event for the families.
Well, before you get into that, Phil, as broadcasters, I think we would agree that our job is to be responsible, and that is to provide the audience with a good sounding board. Timothy McVeigh is due to go down on May the 16th. He wants to move that up.
Yeah, now I read where he wants to move it up and he wants to have it televised.
That's right. He wants to have it televised. And that, to me, I don't care one way or the other. My job is.
Well, can I offer an opinion?
Hold on for a minute. Let me give my opinion. My job is to make sure that we capitalize on the potential of the Timothy McVeigh execution in terms of ratings. And
okay, well, you just said it.
Okay, I don't know. I might restart my stream or something, but I'm fucking